Hey everybody, hey everyone, it's NeroTNC here. This video I've been meaning to do for quite a while. I'm basically going to give you a rundown of what's happening with me, what's going to be happening with me, and yeah, pretty much just going to do this all in one take, so I might trip over words. I'll try and cut them out if that happens, if there's any stuttering in there, but yeah, this is all just going to go off the top of my head. It's not scripted. I've got a couple of notes to do, but other than that, I'm just going to run with it and see what happens. So, 6 months ago, April 28th, 2013, I competed in a match for EAW against Ultramart Massa, who is an amazing guy, and I got injured. And at the time of the injury, I didn't think it was that serious. Went to the hospital after the show, and I had fractured ribs. Fractured ribs is very, very hard to pick up. It's very hard to fix. Well, there's nothing that they can give you to fix them, but they can be quite simple as well, you know. And I actually was still booked for the show the previous week, up until the day of that show. You know, I thought, oh, I've been doing wrestling for 11 years. I'll be all right, you know. Adrenaline will carry me through, just like it did the rest of the match after it happened. It was really simple and routine and stupid how the injury happened. I won't go into it, but fact of the matter, I got injured. Boom. I thought it'd be a couple of weeks at most. Doctors said 8 weeks at most, and you know, I would continually keep going to the doctors to get pain medication because the pain was very, very chronic and would not subside at all, and week after week, and it was getting to 6 weeks, and they were getting worried, and it got to 8 weeks, and they were, oh, this is a bit strange, you know. I got sent for a couple more x-rays, and I got an ultrasound scan, and other sorts of scans and stuff, blood test after blood test, and somehow 3 months passed. You know, I haven't been able to work for 3 months, and pretty much had to sit back and have a look and go, right, so one little injury, simple injury in one match has done this to me. And from there, I've had to deal with that from those 3 months gone past to even more worries the 3 months since. So we're at 6 months now, and since then, you know, my body has not been getting better. At times it's felt worse. I've been admitted to a hospital chronic pain clinic, where it is assumed and it's assumed and pretty much set that I'm going to have to get some steroid pain blocking injections to control the pain that I have in my ribs, which they have deduced is terminal nerve damage rather than the ribs being broken anymore or it affecting anything else other than, you know, worries here and there and infections here and there with my lungs and whatnot. So basically, it's going to be something that's going to control the pain rather than fix the pain. And along with that, because of the injury, because of not being able to work, because of being stuck inside the house, because I'm in just too much pain to leave the house or anything, I've developed a lot of depression and anxiety and agoraphobia, and I've shut out a lot of my friends and stuff, despite everything. And, you know, it's not something I wanted to do, it's just something that's happened, and I apologize to them for that. My origins of wrestling started, well, from my family. My father is the great British legend, Rock and Roll Express, Blondie Barrett, and from birth I have been around wrestling and love wrestling, and basically it was just time and a place when I'd start wrestling. And in June of 2012, not 2002, sorry, I first stepped foot into a wrestling school at 12 years old, and at the age of 13, on December 9th, 2002, I had my first ever professional wrestling match. Since then, I do believe I grew, and I got better, and there's been times when I've sucked, and there's been times when I've had the best match on the card, and I'd like to think that I put enough effort in to have the latter rather than the former the majority of the time. it has been the most amazing thing in the world. You know, most kids, they sit and they watch wrestling and they want to be a professional wrestler. That's their dream. And it was my dream, and I got to live my dream. Despite it being on a low scale, I got to live my dream. But with that said, because of this one injury, this one little thing that's happened to me, because I mean, I haven't really dealt with much in those 11 years, I've decided that, and I think it is of the best interest of my body, that wrestling is not something that I can do anymore. And I'm not calling it a career retirement thing, because I don't feel like I've earned that. It's me calling it quits on wrestling, because at 23 years old, my body is too broken right now, where in 5 or 10 years time, it's only going to get worse. And to have dealt with 6 months of not being able to live a real life is very debilitating, and like I mentioned before, depressing, and I don't think I'd be able to cope with it happening again. I'm not saying, you know, this is it, I'll never wrestle again, because we all know professional wrestling, we all know how much, when people love wrestling, they bloody love wrestling, and believe me, I love wrestling from the bottom of my heart. Without going into too much, the bottom line is that professional wrestling for me is over. Now, I would like to thank a few people for helping me along the way, so please stick with me, stick with the video. I do have quite a lot left to say, and hopefully you will stay with it and keep with me for this. I'd like to thank my mother, for the most part, for encouraging me and believing in me and funding me throughout wrestling from the start. I'd like to thank my father for giving me the genes of being a professional wrestler, and I'll never forget being 15 years old and being able to wrestle you one-on-one for the very first time. I'd like to thank Jack London, who was my Team Awesome tag team partner. Just thank you for being the greatest partner and the most fun guy to hang around with and joke with, and I'm sorry I missed your wedding because of all this. I'd like to thank Nick Ashbury through absolutely everything throughout all the years. You've been the one guy to book me consistently for 9 years, 10 years, and I wouldn't have had the presence or the know-how to wrestle in front of people if it wasn't for you booking me, and yeah, thank you for that. I'd like to thank the Platts, Stuart, Andrew and Simon for booking me on War. That has been quite possibly the most fun place I've ever had to work. I love War, I love every second of War, and yeah, flat out thank you. I'd like to thank John Shipley, who is running LCW, who's a new company who are gaining steam, and I would have loved to have been there for that steam. And let me just go back to Nick Ashbury. EAW is going freaking crazy as well, kind of amazing. And just as you start booking the best wrestlers like Doug Williams and Sabu and all these other big names, I get injured, right? Bet you did that on purpose. Yeah, John Shipley, thank you very much for the opportunity to be a part of LCW. I loved it, and to have ended before you really got off the ground like you have done now is devastating. Some of the guys, and I'm not going to remember everybody, so I apologise if I do forget you. I only want to do this a quick list because I got a lot of things to go over. Dragon Carl Masters, thank you for being the best big brother, and for being my best opponent ever. I'd like to thank Stealth for being just the best EAW wrestler there ever was. That sounded really cliche, but the best EAW wrestler there is, and the best person for me to wrestle and to really broaden my technique with and moveset and just have fun with. A-Star for just being just ridiculously good from day one, and for bringing out the best of me. and absolutely everybody that I had the pleasure of working with. There's so many that I've left out, and I don't mean that as a disrespectful thing. I just want to do this quickly. I just want to, you know, I don't want to be talking for 20 minutes, you know. Again, I'd like to thank my TNC, my best friends, for sticking with me during all this, and I really do want to get better, because I miss you guys like crazy. It's insane. I cannot express how much you guys mean to me. And just thank you to everybody for sticking with me, whether you're a wrestling fan or not, or just people that I've met, family, friends, acquaintances. You know, if you've liked my Facebook page, or anyone that I've ever had the opportunity to reach out with professional wrestling, I want to thank you guys for support, or, you know, just being there, being part of the show. It's been ridiculously fun, and I wish I didn't have to stop, you know. During all this time since the injury, I have managed to pursue another major interest of mine, especially since I got made redundant and stuff, that, you know, I don't really have a lot to do in my days. I've managed to take up video game streaming, which, if you were a person from professional wrestling that wants to stay connected with me in some way, then there is that, and there'll be links everywhere that I'll put. But streaming has been the one thing keeping me sane, well, one of the things keeping me sane during all this. It's given me something to focus on, and, you know, when you wrestle, you put on a show, you become someone larger than yourself, and I like to feel that with streaming I've been able to do that. And whilst, you know, my mood may be down here, when I sit in front of a camera like this and I'm talking to people online whilst playing a game, something else that I love, you know, it makes me be up here as well. So thank you to anybody that has listened to me rabble on when I stream and stuff like that. Like, thank you for all sticking by me, and just for being great people and all the kind words. I would really like to thank Nina as well, my girlfriend, for just being the most incredible woman in the world. Without you, I definitely would have lost my sanity during all this. And, you know, it's not over. It's not over. I'm literally 7 days, no, not even 7 days. I'm 5 days away from my chronic pain clinic appointment. It's not over, and I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel at the minute when it comes to my health. And which is why I just wanted to get this done now, before I'm in a worse situation and I can't even talk in front of a camera, you know. That's not me saying that it's going to get to a point when I'm not capable of doing that. I just, my head's in the right place. I say the right place. I don't know. I'm talking like crap right now. But I can't sleep. It goes through my mind continually. I was meant to do this weeks ago. And I am 5 days away from my chronic pain clinic appointment. It's playing on my mind. I wanted to get this out there. But again, thank you to Nina for being just the most incredible person and helping me non-stop, and somehow juggling everything that you juggle just to keep me going, you know. Again, thank you to everyone for everything over the 11 years, and I just thank you lots and lots, and I appreciate you all. I appreciate anything that anybody's done for me, or I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep the Facebook page open and stuff. I'm gonna keep interacting with people should they want it, and you know, I'm not going anywhere in terms of the streaming side. So if you're a wrestling fan that wants to stay in contact with me, there's my Twitch streaming, there's my YouTube here, Facebook and Twitter and stuff, and I'm not good at ending videos. Thank you again to everybody that's helped me, Nick, the Platts, John, Dragon, Sailface there. Thank you all. Thank you to my TNC. Thank you most of all, Nina. And thank you everybody that's going to be watching this video. Share it. Do whatever. You know, I'd like to keep people in the know of what's going on with me, because I can't do it face to face right now. And if I've ever interacted with you again, family, friends, fans, acquaintances, anything, this is just my way of updating you all and hopefully answering some questions without me having to go into it too much in the future. So I'm going to try and spruce this up a little bit, but Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all sorts of different places you can talk to me and whatnot on, and hopefully this will give some form of update and put my mind to some sort of rest. So if you made it this far, thank you for listening to me ramble on, and once again, just thank you for everything. And I'm sorry that my wrestling has to stop here, and I'm sorry most of all to myself, but that's what's needed. So thank you, and bye.